Okay, so let's get started. I've given you the layout on what we will be covering here tonight. Remember, guys, this is a team training, meaning that we should actually feel free, ask questions, stop me, etc. So this doesn't have to come from one side. Yeah, we don't want you to be struggling on your own and then coming to the meeting and not get your questions answered. Okay, now what you see in front of you is obviously the Bitcoin USD chart. Now I told you guys that I actually shared my trades, and here you can see entry point 1. I shared my trades with the people who actually accepted the challenge. So if you saw the video in the group, in fact, let me first speak about it because I will mention it here quite often. The challenge is basically something that the team actually came up with, and together we said, you know what? Why not to keep people motivated so you don't feel that you are actually there on your own trading whatever coins you are trading, and like it's only you in the market. So now what we did is, I know Telegram is a bit, how can I say, cold. So we said, you know what, we are not nearly 250, so why not have this on WhatsApp and have a more concentrated group, people who will actually contribute towards the group in terms of, yes, I'm trading this, I'm seeing this in the market, etc. So we created that group. So Pongi was also able to actually create for us a spreadsheet. So wow, guys, it's basically I don't know, it's like magic for me because I mean I cannot do that, but maybe you guys are familiar with it. But it's basically, it includes what we should do on a daily basis before we start trading, your 16 steps. It includes your digital page where you will be able to put in which coins you have, so you can actually see how your progress is actually going. So let me quickly share. Let's stop share, new share. Right, what I'm speaking about before I actually get into that. So basically, if you are going to start the challenge and trade with 1,500 Rand, then there's basically a column where you can choose, okay, if you make 1% per day, we'll be able to put in your actual result. So the goal would be to make 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, but sometimes it's going to be maybe 0.8%, maybe a day like today where trading was actually fantastic. You maybe sometimes going to take 3%. Yeah, so it will vary. So this will basically be your actual. But if you are going to trade this over 365 days, which is basically a year, then you can potentially take it to 56,000 Rand. Now, to many, 1% is not that aantrekkelijk. It's not that how can I say, what's the English word? But yeah, let's go to that's your homework, eh? Go to the dictionary and see what the English word for aantrekkelijk is. But yeah, we don't get excited over 1%. But if we see what we can do over 365 days, then we basically, we see that it's actually worth it. It's actually worth it. There, I see there's a comment in the group. There's something in the chat. I didn't see it as yet, but I suppose it's someone helping us with the English word for it. But if we are going to work on 15,000 Rand, let's say trading with 15,000 Rand, because for some people, 1,500 Rand to start off with, that is money to them. To others, 15,000 is a good start. So if you're going to work with 15,000 and you work on 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, then we are working towards 13 million rand. And I always mention this, and I will keep on mentioning it until it actually rings through to each and every person. If we, the interview of uh, Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos, we asked him, why don't everybody follow your trading method? Because it's so simple. And he said, nobody wants to get rich slow. Why? Everybody wants to get rich quick, and therefore keep actually when you get to 1,500, then you think, no, you're gonna be more conservative when you get to 15,000 rand. You need to be disciplined in the little, so you can actually get to here. Because I mean, if you are going to work with 1,500 only, let's say you work with 1,500 only and only 1%. So within your third month, then you'll most probably already have 15,000 because you're on your way to 56,000. Then you are more skilled. Then you can use your 15,000 and then start making 2%. Yes, sometimes you're going to make more than 2% like we were making today. But at the end of the day, be disciplined so you can actually work towards this. I always say it's no use wanting to go from 0 or minus 20% that you always get to want to go to making 100% profits. Let's first go to 1%, then we'll go to 2%, then we'll go to 3, etc. Then we'll go to our 100%. So that is basically the challenge. That is the WhatsApp group. So if you are a member of Coinbase Pro and you say yes to the challenge, you qualify. So then we can add you there. Yeah, there's no additional costs. Stop share. Okay, I will check the chats soon. Welcome, Auntie Nolene. Okay, so guys, now let me share the screen. I said I'm going to share with you guys here as well what I'm actually telling. Remember, I do not give signals. Our calls are for educational purposes, and when I share my trade, I share what I do, and it doesn't. It's basically not a signal. If it was a signal, I would have charged for it. So I showed everybody in that specific group who already accepted the challenge what I was trading the entire day. If you'll see here, if I take this away, because that candle came over it, I said entry point 1, 30%. So if you went through the course, then you know exactly why I say entry point 1, because I go in with 30% of the money that I want to trade with. Because I could determine this based on the Fibonacci retracement tool. So if you don't have the pro of, if you only have the intra and not the pro, then you are missing, you are leaving a lot of money on the table, basically. So I could actually see that, you know what, that is basically where it's going to revert back to. So if I were just to use it here, I got enough confirmations. So that is what I expected. And I was making 2%, 2%, 2%, keep on making 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3 times. I shared 2 of them in the group. In fact, when I shared this, then everybody, they could have done it. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one. So there were 4 opportunities basically to do that today, if not 5. But let me delete this. So then I said, here is my entry point 2. In case it breaks down, I'm going to hit this. It's going to hit this. So that is when it obviously using the Fibonacci retracement, actually trading back 100%. But on that trading training, I also share why I actually put in the 90% line. So if you will check that, it actually came right up until the 90%. So if you are still confused on how to use that, go back to your Crypto Pro and see how to actually use it. So I was fairly confident and confident to share it in the group what I'm doing. And I remember nobody wants to basically lose money in trading. So I know that many people, even though we say, guys, do not just take signals and go and implement. First, go and do your analysis. I don't mean that. It's only means for other people that you are actually taking signals from. If you see what I'm doing, go and do your analysis on that as well, because I can also be wrong at times. But it played out well, and I'm fairly happy with what's actually been happening. For the last 2 weeks, we obviously shared why. I shared obviously why I think this is the trend. So I'm not going to go back on it, but I said 3 weeks ago, there's 3 scenarios that can actually happen with Bitcoin going right back up to over $61,000 per Bitcoin. I said that scenario 2, scenario 3 was us actually trading below the trend line, and then scenario 3 would be it actually dipping down to $47,000 again. I said I'm foreseeing scenario 2. Scenario 2 is playing out still now, so I'm fairly happy with that. So I'm just going to look at how it's actually affecting other coins. So I know some are trading Ethereum because there's almost no alternative to Ethereum. So therefore, we see that Ethereum is actually outperforming Bitcoin in terms of DeFi projects and NFTs, etc. So most people are building on Ethereum now. So therefore, you will see that the amount of Ethereum that is on exchanges has reached the low levels that actually was reached in 2017. So most people are sending their Ethereum to their MetaMask, to their Trust wallet, all of those kind of things for to actually participate in these DeFi projects, etc. Because we need to have it as gas. So if you are trading to make more dollars, you will trade ETH, USDT. If you are trading, you can actually at this point of time also trade it to make more Bitcoin. So I will just show you the correlation on ETH Bitcoin that is actually also moving in the upward trend. Now, what does it mean? So this is basically so if you're just getting started, the hardest stay with Ethereum versus USDT and Bitcoin versus USDT. However, if you know what you are doing and you are trading between Ethereum and Bitcoin because you want to increase your amount of Bitcoin, then you can actually also you want to look at the following. So because at this point of time, even though we're in a bull market, there is more demand for Ethereum at this point of time for Bitcoin. And that is shown here because here you can definitely see, okay, this is now a 1 hour chart, but let's make it a 4 hour chart. So we can see definitely the growth for Ethereum is way more than Bitcoin. If it was the same, it would have been a straight line here. If Ethereum, if people were buying more Bitcoin than Ethereum, it would have traded in a downward trend. So at this point of time, I'm fairly comfortable actually trading to increase my Bitcoin, trading Ethereum. So if Ethereum wasn't the hot thing at this point of time, and I still want to increase my Bitcoin, then I'll look at what's hot in the market. So let's, for instance, say Cardano. Where is he? I think I opened it. Cardano Tether. No, I don't want Tether. I want it against Bitcoin. Obviously against Tether. Okay, let's first stay in terms of Tether. So because Cardano is bringing smart contracts, we are actually seeing soon, which is actually supposed to happen at the end of this month. So we're seeing a lot of demand for it. So it's making all-time highs. So its growth in terms of Bitcoin as well is also growing. I know last week it was actually at 50,000, 0.05. Now it's on 0.071 something. Let me just open the Bitcoin and ETH and ADA. Remember what I always say, don't fall in love with projects. Ne? So if you want to grow your Bitcoin, just look for a coin that that is actually more in demand than Bitcoin at this point of time. Then you grow your Bitcoin in that way. Okay, let's increase this. Okay, so as you can see that it's obviously going in terms of Bitcoin, so it's also going in an upward trend. Not as steep as Ethereum. Why? Because at this point of time, a lot of people are still finding out about Cardano now. So therefore, you'll see on CoinDesk that they are actually saying that, you know what, let me just open, is it here? Okay, but did I open the article? Let's just check. Okay, it's not on CoinDesk, sorry. But go and read this article. So many, in fact, Bitcoin is trending in the Netherlands, Ireland, and Australia, and it's not basically only Africa, what many people were actually talking about. In fact, this weekend, Mac Mills, he made a post that if you don't know Mac Mills, just know that he's basically a legend in the online space in terms of marketing, etc. So yeah, he put $100,000 into it. And the first, if you go to my page, you'll see that the first DeFi project is about to launch on Cardano, and you're getting free coins when you're registering there. So we waited a long time for this. So as a result, in my opinion, if you're growing your Bitcoin, looking to grow your Bitcoin, which will actually be a swing trade in terms of it won't most probably just play out in one day, then I will be very comfortable to actually get into Ethereum, BTC as well, into ADA in growing my my Bitcoin. But BNB at this point of time, let me just, I said I'm going to look at few coins that I'm actually trading up until I actually get some coins from you guys. So I know that many of you are also trading with BNB. So BNB is basically currently, it's hovering around 680, 620, playing in that channel. But in terms of Bitcoin, it's almost stable. So it's not doing a lot. However, in my opinion, next month we're going to see some great things coming to Binance in terms of the NFT market. So if you are familiar with this project also, you could have chosen Cardano, you could have chosen ETH, or you could have chosen BNB. So I took the run on Ethereum when Ethereum was doing this. When Ethereum was doing this, I was in Ethereum. Then Cardano was still on its 1.36 cent. Then I sold Ethereum. Then I came into Cardano, and then Cardano went from 130 odd to 170 odd cents. So then I know that there's still a lot of uptrend here, but my profits now, I'm buying BNB because I mean, I don't want to be 100% in Cardano. So now I'm buying BNB because I know that BNB is still warming up for what it's going to do. So then I'm going to hide BNB all the way, maybe up to 800. Then it will struggle a bit, and then first before it will actually go to the $1,000. But that's basically what I'm seeing in the market and basically expecting. Okay, let's look at the chats. Attractive. Yeah, 1% is not so attractive, ne? Thanks, Pine. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, consistent 2% with 15,000. Wow. 13 million. I can almost not believe that you can, with only 2% on a 15,000, instead of wanting to get into a coin, falling in love with it, and there your analysis goes out the window when doing that. So slow gains actually pays off in the long run, says Bongi, and that's so true. That's so true. Thank you, Bongi, for actually making it so simple that we can actually get each and every person to actually have a specific daily routine so they know exactly what to do. And yeah, I mean, there's I can almost say there's nothing more we can do if a person is not willing to actually do that. So that's the coins that I'm trading. I don't know which coins you guys are in, but yeah, I won't know if you don't obviously share it. Are there any questions before we wrap up the call?
Hi, Lucian.
Hi, Daddy. How's it?
All right, bro. You?
All good, buddy.
Okay, so since I did the course, I've learned a lot. Also, me making some mistakes on my part, and then, but I'm getting there. So I've been able to, like I told you, more than double my money. Obviously, um, with my luck, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or if it's just a fluke, just by coincidence that I'm doubling my money. I've been trading Cardano for the last 3 days. I stopped yesterday, but I saw lots of dips and then small dips. I had to buy it in as a small dip, and I took profit when it went. Nothing major, like 1%, 2%. So I made like 520 rand on that. But obviously, a percentage relevant to a number. So coming back to what you said, somebody trading with 1,500 and someone trading with 15,000 rand. That same 1% is two different things. So at the moment, I'm just focusing on growing my account. That's one thing. And I'm trying to get 5 points that I really want to channel and just fine tune. Um, I have two already. I'm still looking at three others. But I just want to trade those 5 points for maybe for a year.
Yes.
Before I move on.
Awesome. Guys, I don't know whether you made out what Hais just said. He did the 3-day course last month, and since then he was able to more than double his money. So more than 100% he was able to make. He also mentioned that, you know what, I don't know whether it is beginner's luck, etc., or what, but if you are following what we discussed in the course, like you have confirmed that you are actually doing just that. So then you are on the right track. Remember, your trading method can always be improved. So yeah, you are basically on the right track. Just always make sure that you're having the right to reward. It makes sense basically. So you don't want to over leverage yourself in terms of your trades. In fact, I said it earlier also in the group. I said we don't want to give back to the market what we took from the market basically today. So almost the market took it back because I mean it dipped past the TP1, but it came high back. But because we obviously expected that, let me share my screen just to show you what I'm speaking about. Um, so when I said this TP1, so that is why I get in with 30%. Let me put this thing away. So I obviously shared this and I showed there 30%. So if I make this bigger, you would see there. So I entry one. So I was profiting the whole time there, but I only went traded with 30%. So only when it got in, got here, and which it didn't execute because it turned around at the 90% retracement and didn't come 100%, but it's fine. I still made money for the day, so I'm perfectly happy with how everything played out. You don't have to always trade with 100% of your capital. So yeah, that is basically in a nutshell, guys. In a half an hour from now, we do our Monday nights opportunity meeting. So it is not training. It is so 6 o'clock is the training, and then 7 o'clock is where we actually promote our business. So new people come and we show them what is Coimba Pro about, and yeah, that is where you can earn 100% commissions. Any questions before we wrap up?